Hello,
Hi,
we're back again.
we're back again.
Why are we back again?
We're back again to talk about expectations during
Okay.
this lockdown.
What do you mean by expectations?
What do I expect of you? What do you expect of me? What do we expect of us or the household whilst we're in
Okay.
this? Can we call it a season?
It better be a season, a quick season. Trust me.
This
house.
season, yeah, where we're kind of thrown together, and we're one of many married couples, families who are finding themselves in circumstances that we've never been in before.
Quarantine.
Quarantine. I mean, the thing is, in my mind, even though we're allowed out to go for a walk or to go to get shopping, I haven't done that. So I feel like I'm literally, today was the first day since Saturday, today's Wednesday,
Yeah.
that I'm actually stepping my foot out of the house and literally to get in the car.
Is that because I've been out serving you and shopping for you and buying things for you? Yes, it is. Thank you. That's just for the record that I've been the
No.
one that's sacrificing myself, laying my life on the line for my family. Yeah. Yeah. It's cool. It's all part of the mantle that I carry.
Okay. So expectations. Now, I'm thinking that my expectations will need to be altered because of the circumstances we're in. And I wonder whether other people, other husbands and wives, are even thinking about or prepared to change their expectations. And I say change because I'm not saying you have to higher them or lower them.
Yeah.
It's just, for example, is there an expectation that if I normally cook and clean, that now that you're off work,
Yeah.
you're going to do the same?
What, cook and clean?
Cook and clean, or help out, or muck in, or whatever? Or is it a case where you just transfer your work,
My office.
your office, to home
Yep.
and carry on and shut yourself away from 9 to 5, 8 to 6, whatever, and do work and then reappear at the end of what would normally be your working day,
Yeah.
and I just get on with it and teach the children and do all the rest of it. And I think that's a part of the problem, is that there are discussions taking place, about what's this going to look like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's all changed for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I think, again, if we keep it real, for some couples, this could be like the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Married or whatever, it's like, oh
Yeah.
man, like there's no escape. There's no, like I said, obviously all the messages that have been going on social media.
Yeah.
No gym, no sports, no shopping, no freedom to each whatever vice it may be for
Yeah.
anybody, or just get out of their kind of down tools time externally
Yeah.
is not available. So for some people, especially if your marriage or your relationship's not in a healthy place, hey, this could be the worst
Yeah.
case scenario.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why we're quite passionate about talking about expectations.
And the thing is, it can turn out to be the worst case scenario, but the expectation
Yeah.
from one partner or the other could be, great, we're going to get to spend lots of time together, and we can now talk about the things that we've not get a chance to talk about, or we could stay in bed longer, or we could have unlimited sex all day long, or we could, do you know what I mean? And the other one's thinking, whoa, I've still got work to do.
I've got 9 to 5, I've got my 9 to 5 to keep up. Yeah. And again, because of the pressures that come with people working from home, people losing their jobs, almost the opposite way, right? People might think, I've got to now increase my output, increase my work, show my bosses and my company how valuable I am, because I could be for the chop.
And that worry and that concern can display itself in a way where the person shuts down and goes silent, or they become more aggressive or angry, or they could be more dismissive, or you find them on the phone constantly talking to other people,
hiding,
about their circumstances, but not to you.
Hiding,
Hiding
definitely.
it away. And
I suppose we know that in situations of unusual proportions, when you're squeezed and when you're under pressure, sometimes the best side of you doesn't come out.
No.
The patient side of you, the person that wants to communicate. When you're under pressure, like for me, I sometimes internalize. I shut down to process and work out what's going on in my head.
Yeah.
In this circumstances, I can't afford to do that.
And sometimes you do it to protect me, because you think if you tell me, I'm going to worry, and you don't want me to worry, so you don't say it.
So there's so many factors that are going to have having an impact on people's well-being, mental health, marriages and relationships. What we are passionate about is actually coming out the other side of this better than you went in.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity to deal with some stuff you haven't dealt with, to do that tick list that never gets to the top of the priority, never gets to the top of the list. You can now deal with some of that stuff. When we're talking about investing in each other, whether it's affirmations, whether it's how you have the fun, I will say, of factoring in date night in the midst of quarantine.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere.
How do you still romance each other and not give the worst? Like you say, because people, I think I saw something today where someone said, I'm at 9 o'clock, I'm changing from my daytime pajamas to my nighttime pajamas. So actually, are we giving, in the midst of these circumstances, are we still making an effort for each other?
That's a whole other video.
Okay,
that's a whole other video.
So expectations, but then I'm of expectation now.
Yeah.
That actually, even though you might not be going out to work, for you to make up, hair done, perfume, all that kind of stuff.
Do you know what? I did put perfume on today.
I noticed.
I haven't put. You didn't say so.
I noticed.
I haven't put earrings on.
Right.
So that might be a bit
extreme. So then what's the expectation both ways? Obviously, I know from me as a guy, like just a tracksuit, shorts with socks and sliders.
No. No, please don't ever do that.
Again, that's my...
Brush your teeth though, you have to brush your teeth. Yeah. That's my expectation, please brush your teeth.
So in that sense, it's actually, as a guy, I could just be on like rip up vest, my paint up, tracksuit bottoms or whatever, because I'm working from home, it's comfort. I haven't got to make the effort. Actually, but you might be like, right, okay.
I think with everything else going on, I want to be able to look at you and think,
if anything, in these times, you want to make sure that side of the relationship, whether it's romance or intimacy, needs to kind of potentially not increase, but just have a bit more effort put into it.
I think there needs to be, because my love language is words of affirmation, so I think there needs to be at least that verbal checking in, like how you doing, babe? How you coping in these times?
Definitely.
Is there anything more?
Which again, I'll speak for myself. All of that stuff involves emotion. In that sense. And again, if we're talking about the stereotypical male, generically, this kind of isolation could be like, like I say, going back to that thing, worst case scenario, because it's not spoken, but like there's no escape, there's no time out. You can go for a walk or go in the garage or whatever, for a gym or whatever, but you're forced together in an unnatural circumstance. So for us, we're just talking about how you communicate, how you're feeling, what you desire.
I mean, we had a scenario earlier. I don't know, because we haven't spoken about it actually. You look a bit... What's she going to say?
I know what you're going to say.
But I came downstairs. Rob had already... I was teaching the children and Rob had gone upstairs and decided that we'd already agreed that today we were going to tackle some ironing. Yeah? We were going to do a bit of ironing. Or do a lot of ironing, try and get it all done actually. Yeah. And Rob and I... we operate very differently. So Rob's idea of dealing with the ironing was to go into the airing cupboard where we keep the ironing and pull every single thing out, and then sort it into what's no longer, what's too small, what's out of season, all that kind of thing, which of course I do. Right. And he just took it all out, left it in the hallway, and right, that's it. And he didn't say anything to me, so I went upstairs afterwards and I saw it and I thought, okay, that's a good idea. I wouldn't have done it that way, but actually it's a good idea because it means everything's out and we start from scratch. Great, did that. So then I went through the process of sorting it all out.
Amen.
And all of that. And then I came downstairs and Rob had gutted out one of the kitchen cupboards where we keep sort of bits and pieces and whatever.
Gutted?
And I walked in, like you gutted it and put other stuff up in there. And I walked in and I said, babe, hold on, wait. Please don't walk around the house gutting everything and doing all the kind of clear outs for maybe one a day. Do you know what I mean? And Rob's response, he looked at me as if to say,
"What's my face? What's my gun?"
Your face was like, hold on, like, are you gonna ask me why I did it, or are you gonna think, or are you just gonna go off on? Do you know what I mean? Yep. And then instantly I thought, oh, he's actually doing a good thing. Okay. But for me, in that moment, it felt a little bit overwhelming because I've already in my mind, we discussed the stuff that we want to get done. Yep. We're teaching the children. We're thinking, I do want some time.
We're working, by the way. We're doing work as well.
We're working as well on our laptops, in between, like, trying to do all the rest of it. So I'm thinking, well, you've already done one, like, with the ironing. Let's not put another one on there as well. And then I thought, actually, but he's doing a good thing. Yeah. But we hadn't communicated it. And so that's an example of how this kind of thing can very easily, even with the best intentions, become a source of conflict.
Expectations.
Yeah.
Because, again, I was just doing stuff with that. I was quick fix, easy done while I was waiting for, I think I was cooking lunch or something.
Cooking,
done.
yeah.
So I thought, let me just quickly maximize the time. And I think, again, my expectation is that when we come out the other side, our house to be
all the things that we wanted
mindset.
to get.
So I'm just trying not to. I'm struggling. I tell you, like, you can see me itching. Like, wow.
And I think I'm normally the one that worries.
I need to get out, man. I need to get out a little bit, man. Seriously, it's mad. I don't know. It's good. It's like, no, kids have been well. We've been cool.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, we need something from Tesco's. I need to go and get some toilet paper.
An excuse to go out. Yeah.
I've been in the garage, set up the punching bag for the boys. So I'm looking to do a PE lesson after this. I think, you know what it is? It's this pent up energy that I need to just kind of be tired for doing something. I need to get tired.
You want to get tired?
From doing something. Yeah, done my garden, done my stuff. So again, without ruffling on expectations. And I think my face, the expression at that time, was just an internal kiss of my teeth. Funny. So I didn't externally just say, no,
internal kiss of your teeth.
Yeah, that was just like. So, and we didn't talk about it either. So it was like, I was like,
that's funny.
Within 5 minutes, I was back to normal.
Yeah, and usually I was, because normally I'll be vexed for the rest of the day.
So yeah, that's what it was. So again, it's the expectations of what we want to get done and how we want to get it done. And
allowing each other, even if it's the same task, but if you do it differently, just appreciate that, one, they're doing it, and two, you know, just because they're not doing it the way you would do it doesn't make it wrong. Yeah, so our situation is obviously very unique, and what we want to do is just give you examples, real life examples. How's it unique? No, it's unique. That situation is unique to us, isn't it? Because right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So what we want to try to kind of encourage you is to apply whatever that principle is to yourself. So for your home, for your relationship, for your routine and schedule, whatever your expectations are, how you apply what we're talking about, how you share that with each other, and how you work through it. Because sometimes me sharing my expectation with you might make you feel a certain way, and vice versa. How you talk through that and come out the other side where there's an agreement and there's some kind of clear picture about what the day, week, hopefully not months look like under the circumstances, but hopefully it will turn around quite quickly. I think a good way forward is to ask each other, what do you need right now? And the answer might be, I'm not sure, I don't know. But try and deal with the small, tiny little details. So you might not know what you need overall, and it might change hourly or daily. But in that moment, it might be that you just need space. It might be that you, like you said, you need to let off some energy now. I need to go for a run or go punch bag, do something. Yeah. So and I hear that. Yeah. So once we've done this, then go, you know, do the thing. And I hear that, and it's just checking in with each other, I think. Yeah, and I think again, because I think again, we can't overlook the mental health side of things. Yeah. Or mental wellness. Yeah. We'll put it that way. Yeah. Actually, how you operate. And what you need and kind of what your triggers are, kind of thing, what makes you feel good in this environment, this circumstance. I'm really conscious of that more so now, that even just by not doing anything, I'm just sitting there doing stuff with the boys and things are going through my mind, I can feel my mood changing. You know what I mean? So I'm really trying to be sensitive to myself to know what I need to do and when. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Cool. So expectations is the magic word for today. Yeah. We'll be covering a number of other significant topics in the next few videos that we do. Yeah. About self-care. Yes. Anything else? Caring for each other. Caring for each other. Yeah. And not one of the things we're going to mash up the kids, you know. Mash up the kids. How to handle your children with care. How to handle your children, because they're in this as well, and that's another video we're going to do. And another one I think we could do is with regards to looking after each other, is studying your partner in like you would a master's. Research. What is it you should know, and if you don't know, now's the time to get to know your partner more than anybody else, what their needs are, what their desires are, what their fears are, what their frustrations are, how they cope in certain circumstances, what they need and what they don't need in any given moment. And that is a massive task. Also about patience. Yeah. And I think like understanding hopefully your partner, your wife or husband hasn't been in quarantine before. So this is new for them as it is for you. So don't expect them to function and do things in a certain way. This is new to them. So everyone's finding their feet. Literally. But this is God's mercies are new every morning. Every morning is like, right, what's happening today? How are we going to face today? What's school going to be like for the boys? How are we going to initiate PE time or outside the time? The things that wouldn't seem like a challenge. We saw a video, I don't know if many of you have seen it, it's a video of a little girl who is absolutely sobbing because she cannot get takeaways. Yeah, that's not. I got my view on that video. But the thing is, children. A lot of our children, they have those things as treats. They might have Friday takeaway. They might have it, and they're not having those things. They're cooking. It's hard food now. Sardines and liver. Corned beef. Bully beef, not corned beef. Bully beef. That's it now. No. But the reality is, no chips, no McDonald's. It's hard food now. Dashing and yam, banana. Listen, the reality is for them. that might be a great loss, you know.
Trust me.
Do you know the fact that they've got to cook home cooked healthy meals that can spread far, we're rationing, whatever.
Listen, every veg, these kids are gonna get pumped with every single veg now. That's it.
You can get it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, so we'll come back to you with some of those, and let us know if there's anything that you particularly want us to cover.
Yeah.
And stay strong.
Yes.
Communicate. Ask each other how you're doing. Look after each other, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.